Hello there. Um, haven't made a video in a long time, but I was watching a movie and this felt right up my alley to review. Um, Today I will be reviewing American Graffiti. This movie, first of all, I love these kinds of movies. These are my favorite kinds of movies. Um, like Grease, one of my favorite movies of all time. This feels a little like that. Uh, I plan on making a Grease review, but I scrapped it. I still have the video on my phone, just haven't uploaded it. And I have some other ideas for videos I haven't done yet. But I just watched this movie, so I felt like making a review on it, still fresh in my mind. So, this movie I thought was great. Directed by George Lucas, which surprised me when I saw it in the opening credits. Uh, Harrison Ford is in it, so it makes sense. Harrison Ford isn't a big part. It's more of a cameo than anything else. Uh, there are four stories in this movie, but like four interchanging, not interchanging, like four interlocking stories between four different characters. You have Steve, I think is the blue shirt guy's name. Um, he would say I would say has the least interesting story. Um, First of all, I think his character is pretty unlikable. I couldn't connect with him at all. But I think he might take up the least amount of screen time. No, I think the nerd dude probably takes up the least amount of screen time. But I didn't really jive or connect with this portion of the movie that much. Um, it's about him and his girlfriend, and he suggests to his girlfriend that while he's away for 3 months, I think they say, that they should be able to see other people. And his girlfriend doesn't like that very much. And they get to fight, they get back together, they get into another fight, and then they get back together at the end. And he ultimately decides to stay. And then the second story here is with a nerdy character, the most stereotypical nerd you can get, really. He's got his teeth sticking out, like I think he's like a overbite with his front teeth sticking out, glasses, slick back hair, the whole shebang. Um, his friend Steve lends him his car because he's going to be away for 3 months, and he says he's going to protect it. And then this nerdy guy meets a girl that is out of his league, and he tries to fake who he is to impress the girl. This would probably be my second least favorite of the stories. I just think the other two, and this is way better. Um, he ends he ends up having to get liquor for the girl because he wants to impress her, think he's cool, and then he ends up getting the car stolen that his friend asked him to protect. And there's this whole thing with a goat killer in a woods. What That was pretty cool. Um, um, then he gets the car back. His friend Miller, I don't know, the dude that drives around in the yellow car. We'll call him Yellow Car Dude for now. Pulls up and saves him. And in the end, he gets the girl. I think he gets the girl. We don't see her with him in the movie, but I think he gets the girl. Overall, pretty good. Our third story here. I'm pretty much talking about these in the order from worst to best that I like them. Our third story here is with Kurt. He is indecisive about if he should leave town or not. And he ends up on this whole goose chase. wild goose chase to find a girl that he sees on 3rd Street, I think they say, in a white T-bird with blonde hair. And he goes to the whole movie trying to find this girl, gets through shenanigans and such. He he ends up with these three, um, I don't know what to call them. They're like in a gang. It's not like really a gang. They're called the something with a P, phenoms, something like that. And he gets in a whole mess with them, and they make him do things he wouldn't normally do, go out of his comfort zone, and he robs. Well, he doesn't rob, but they rob. They rob a arcade, and then he ties a cop car to like a roof or something, and the cop car gets turned over, and he gets pretty much like like rich like that was like his like ritual to go into this gang, and he's kind of in it by the end. This story is my second favorite story of the movie. Um, I really like that after he's done the cop thing, he's like, kind of excited, like he liked it, and he's indecisive if he should stay and maybe pursue this gang thing a little bit more. Um, and then he goes to a radio station, and at first he doesn't know that he met the Wolfman, which has been on the radio the whole movie, throughout the whole movie. And he talks to the Wolfman about staying or leaving town, and the Wolfman tells him that there's a whole world out there. You gotta go see it. He's like, then why are you still here? And the Wolfman says, well, I'm not a young man like you. So he learns. Sorry, my phone died. He learns that. What was I talking about? He learns that. Um, he's still young. He has to go see things, do things, all that. Which is the opposite of what Steve learns. Steve learns that he wants to stay here with his girlfriend, live his life with her. And so they kind of switch roles, and they are opposite of where they were in the movie. I mean, at the beginning of the movie. And then we have our final story. My favorite part of the movie, and I think it has some wonderful, wonderful elements in there. I think some of the elements in this fourth part of the movie would not work today. People might get a little mad. It's a little outdated, but I personally really like it. So we have, I forget his name, but he's the big tough dude that races all the time. He's in the yellow car with the exposed engine. He's driving around town. He's trying to pick up a girl, because that's pretty much what all the people in this movie are trying to do, is trying to get a girl. He's driving around town trying to find a girl, and he comes across this car full of girls, and he's like, "Hey, this car's full of girls. One of you want to come in this car with me?" And they're like, "Yeah, this girl's sister will come in the car with you." And so the sister gets in the car with him when they get to a stoplight. Turns out the sister is like, I don't think they say her age, but I think the sister she looks like maybe 12, 13-ish, and the dude in the car is 17. So he's like, "Whoa, aren't I a little old for you?" Um, and she's like, "Oh, it's because I'm ugly, isn't it?" Um, and then throughout the movie, he starts out the movie not liking this girl. He doesn't want to be stuck with her, babysitting pretty much. And then Throughout the movie, they bond together, and there are some very out of place, awkward, uncomfortable moments in between with them. Like he like he doesn't want to be seen with her at the beginning, so like shoves her head like down in his crotch, and then she pops back up. And then later on in the movie, he tries to like find out where she lives so he can take her home, but she won't tell him. So he acts like he's gonna try to do the devil's tango with her, and so she ends up telling him where she lives, so and then he can take her home. Those were pretty uncomfortable. Besides those two moments, I think this works very, very well. There's a moment that I especially liked where um, the this dude throws I think like a water balloon into the car, and the the girl is like, "Oh, we should stop and jack up the car." So he's like, "Yeah, let's do it." So that they both get out of the car, and she's spraying like shaving cream or something on the windshields, and he's like doing something to the tires. And it's a very nice scene. And at the end of the movie, when he takes her home, she's like, "I had a fun time," and she asked, "Do you like me?" He's like, "Yeah, I like you. You're pretty cool. It was fun hanging out with you." And then she's like, "No, do you like me?" And he's like, "Yeah, you're pretty cool." And she's just like, "Okay." And then she goes home all giggly and stuff. I think that while some elements of that part are outdated, and I don't like the term outdated, but it's just a little uncomfortable. Um, but I think overall it works very well. I really enjoyed the part of the movie. I thought it was pretty sweet. Um, Now we're done talking about the um, main four plots of this movie. I'd like to go into a little more theme and feel the movie a little bit more. First of all, the feel and aesthetic of this movie is I love it. It was released in 1973, if I remember correctly, but takes place in 1962. And what a great time period. I mean, I love movies from that time period. I mean, I just watched the original Ocean's 11 with Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin. And that movie, while not good, is a blast. It's a time. Movies from that era are always just a fun time. And this has that feel, the soundtrack, amazing. You got great songs in there. Um, I Only Have Eyes for You. Then you have Only You, Johnny Be Good, Chantilly Lace. Lots of great songs in there. And it's pretty much always playing songs, but it works because some movies I feel like um, when they're set in older time periods and they're trying to get that nostalgic time type of feel, they overdo the songs. But in this movie, there's almost never not a song playing, but it works in this movie because they'll just be playing on the radio and like quietly, and you can hear and the characters will still talk, and stuff will happen as if there isn't music playing. So I think the music works this movie very, very well. Um, Another thing um, is what was I thinking? The end of the movie um, took me by complete surprise. Like, because the movie ends, they're on the plane. Kurt or whatever the one dude's name was sees the white T-bird following the plane, and then it like cuts to outside the plane, and like um four like cards pop up on the screen, and it says the dude in the yellow car died in like 1965 by a drunk driver, and then the other dude went missing in action in Vietnam. The other dude became an accountant, and then Kurt became um, a writer, I think, or something like that. And that took me back by complete surprise. I was not expecting like a band of brothers type, or yeah, a band of brothers like this where this character ended up type thing. So that took me by complete surprise. Um, and it's I looked it up. It's supposed to like symbolize the end of youth and adolescence into adult life, or something like that. Um, yeah, let me try to think. Anything else? Um, no, I can't think much else to talk about this movie. There is classic like cheese shalaki ness to the movie. Um, yeah, it's just if you like movies from this time period, or if you just really if you just want to watch a good movie and have a good time and listen to some banger music, go ahead and watch this movie. I highly recommend it. I think it is a great movie. Um, Despite some of the bad things I said about it, like one of the stories I didn't like in it. But I think it's still a great movie. That portion of the movie I didn't like, I still thought was pretty good. All things considered, I just yeah, I highly recommend this movie, and you should give it a watch if you have the chance. That'll be about it for today.